There is a kind of strength the world does not see, nor does it praise. It is the quiet resolve of a soul determined to grow, not for applause, but for the sake of becoming. There is no need to proclaim your progress to the world. True transformation happens in silence. And there is a quiet, often unseen process that shapes a person into something greater than they once were. It does not happen in the glare of attention, nor does it require the validation of others. Growth is not a performance, it is a transformation that happens in the depths of the soul, beyond the reach of applause or criticism. The world is filled with voices that demand to see progress before it has even taken root. People are eager to display their achievements, to be recognized, to be admired. But true growth does not come from the need to be seen. It is not measured by the praise of others, but by the silent, steady strengthening of the heart and mind. A tree does not force the world to notice its roots, yet without them it would never stand. In the same way, the greatest changes in a person's life often happen long before anyone else takes notice. In the pursuit of personal growth, there will be times of struggle, times of doubt, and times when it feels as though nothing is changing. But it is in these moments that real transformation takes place. It is in the silent battles, the unseen efforts, and the daily discipline that a person is shaped. No one sees the hours spent in quiet study, the decisions made in solitude, or the inner resistance that must be overcome. Yet these are the moments that define a person's character. Many seek external motivation, hoping that encouragement from others will fuel their progress, but the most powerful growth comes from within. It is the quiet decision to keep going when no one is watching. It is the refusal to quit when the journey seems long and the rewards uncertain. The strongest individuals do not depend on the approval of others because they understand that their greatest work is done in the unseen places of the heart and mind. To truly grow, one must be willing to walk a path that others may not understand. There will be those who question, who doubt, who fail to see the purpose in the struggle. But growth is not for the approval of others, it is for the fulfillment of one's own potential. The greatest artists, thinkers, and leaders in history did not wait for permission to grow. They pursued knowledge, honed their craft, and strengthened their spirits long before the world took notice. Growth is not a single moment of change, but a continuous journey of becoming. It does not happen overnight, nor does it come easily. It requires patience, endurance, and a willingness to embrace the process, even when the results are not immediately visible. Just as a seed must push through the soil before it ever sees the sun, so too must a person endure the unseen stages of growth before their efforts bear fruit. The world is often impatient. It demands quick results, instant success, and visible achievement. But true growth does not conform to such expectations. It is slow, deliberate, and deeply personal. It is built in the moments when no one is looking, in the hours of quiet dedication, in the struggles faced and overcome without recognition. The strongest individuals are not those who seek constant validation, but those who find fulfillment in the journey itself. A person who understands this does not need to prove their growth to anyone. They do not rush to display their progress or seek approval at every step. They trust in the process, knowing that real change happens from within. And when the time comes, when their growth has shaped them into something greater, the world will see, not because they demanded attention, but because their transformation speaks for itself. There is a certain power in silence, a strength that does not need to announce itself. It is in silence that the greatest works are built, the strongest minds are forged, and the most unshakable individuals are formed. The world is often loud, filled with voices demanding attention, seeking validation, and craving recognition. But those who understand the true nature of strength know that real power does not come from noise. It comes from quiet confidence, from unwavering focus, and from the ability to work without seeking immediate acknowledgement. In a world where people are quick to display their efforts, there is something remarkable about those who labor in silence. They do not seek applause for every step they take, nor do they waste their energy proving themselves to others. Instead, they allow their actions to speak for them. The most enduring success is not built on words, but on deeds, on the quiet, consistent effort that turns vision into reality. Many mistake silence for weakness, assuming that those who do not speak loudly are uncertain or lacking confidence. But true confidence does not need to be proclaimed. It exists in the steady determination of the individual who does not waver in their pursuit of excellence. It is in the person who shows up every day, who pushes forward despite setbacks, who does not need external validation to know they are on the right path. There is a discipline in remaining silent about one's progress. It removes distractions, allowing for deeper focus and greater clarity. When energy is not wasted on seeking approval, it can be directed toward mastery, toward improvement, toward the kind of work that does not just impress others for a moment, but endures for a lifetime. The most legendary figures in history were not those who constantly spoke of their intentions, but those who quietly built their legacy through relentless effort. Patience and restraint are rare qualities in a world that rewards immediate gratification. Many are quick to share their goals before they have even begun the work, eager to be seen as ambitious, as driven, as capable. But those who understand the value of silence know that speaking too soon can drain the momentum needed to achieve greatness. A plan revealed too early is a plan at risk, vulnerable to the doubts, opinions, and expectations of others. The strongest individuals move in silence, revealing their success only when it is fully formed. Silence is also a shield, a form of protection against negativity, distraction, and unnecessary influence. When one works quietly, they remain free from the pressures of external judgment. They are not swayed by the fleeting opinions of those who do not understand their vision. Instead, they remain anchored in their own purpose, guided by an internal drive rather than the shifting tides of public approval. There is great wisdom in restraint, in the ability to hold one's progress close until the work is complete. The world does not need to know every step taken, every challenge faced, every sacrifice made. What matters is that the work continues, that the effort remains steady, that the pursuit of greatness does not falter. When the time is right, when the results speak for themselves, there will be no need for explanation. Success does not require announcement, it is recognized on its own. To move in silence is to move with intention, to build with purpose, to grow without distraction. It is a path that few choose, for it requires patience, discipline, and an unwavering belief in oneself. But those who understand the strength of silence know that true power is not in being seen, but in becoming so great that one cannot be ignored. There is something deeply honorable about hard work, something that transcends mere effort and becomes a duty, a sacred responsibility to oneself. It is not just about achieving a goal or earning a reward. It is about shaping one's character, proving to oneself that discipline and perseverance matter. The value of hard work is not found in the applause it might receive, but in the transformation it brings to the one who commits to it. Many look at work as a burden, as something to be avoided or minimized, but those who understand its true nature see it differently. Work is a refining fire, shaping the mind and soul into something greater. It is in the struggle, in the repeated attempts, in the long hours of dedication that a person becomes strong. The rewards of hard work are not always immediate, but they are always lasting. Each day of effort builds upon the last, creating a foundation of resilience that no setback can easily shake. The world often seeks shortcuts, promising quick success without sacrifice, but nothing of true value is ever gained without effort. The greatest achievements in history were not the result of luck or mere talent, but of tireless work, of individuals who refused to give up when progress seemed slow. Those who embrace hard work as a duty do not wait for motivation to strike. They show up every day, regardless of how they feel, knowing that each step forward is another step closer to mastery. Hard work demands patience, for its rewards are often slow in coming. It teaches endurance, for the road to excellence is never short. It instills discipline, for success belongs to those who are willing to stay committed even when progress is invisible. There is no nobility in idleness, no honor in avoiding effort. Those who truly understand the sacred duty of hard work recognize that each day is an opportunity to build, to create, to move forward in a way that leaves no regrets. There will always be those who seek to avoid the struggle, who look for an easier way, who hope to reach the destination without making the journey. But those who embrace work as a sacred responsibility know that the journey itself is where greatness is forged. They do not seek comfort over growth, nor do they measure success by the opinions of others. Their reward is in the work itself, in the knowledge that they have given their best, that they have honored their potential through their effort. Hard work is a sacred duty, not because of the recognition it may bring, but because of the strength it builds within. It is a commitment to something deeper than fleeting success, a devotion to excellence that does not waver with circumstance. It is not about proving anything to the world. It is about proving to oneself that every ounce of effort is worth it, that persistence and discipline are the true keys to lasting fulfillment. Do not seek validation from others. There is a dangerous temptation in seeking approval, in looking to others for validation, for confirmation that one is on the right path. It is a trap that ensnares many, leading them to shape their actions, their ambitions, and even their very identity around what others expect. But true fulfillment, true success, is never found in the hands of others. It is something that must be built from within, something that does not waver based on applause or criticism. To seek validation is to surrender control. It is to allow the opinions of others to dictate one's sense of worth, to measure one's progress by external praise rather than internal growth. But people are fickle, their approval fleeting, their judgments often shaped by their own insecurities. To rely on such unstable ground is to build one's foundation on sand, always shifting, always uncertain. There is no lasting security in validation from others, for what is given so easily can just as easily be taken away. A person who is dependent on approval will never truly be free. They will hesitate before taking bold steps, fearing the disapproval of those around them. They will shape their dreams not based on what they truly desire, but on what will be most accepted. They will silence their own voice in favor of the voices of the crowd, and in the end they will find themselves lost, unsure of who they are without the constant reassurance of others. There is great power in learning to stand alone, in knowing that one's value is not dependent on recognition. Those who achieve the most in life are not those who constantly seek validation, but those who move forward despite doubt, despite misunderstanding, despite the absence of applause. They understand that greatness is rarely acknowledged in the moment. The world often resists those who challenge the status quo, those who choose a different path, those who refuse to conform. But history does not remember those who sought approval. It remembers those who had the courage to act despite it. The pursuit of validation is a distraction, a weight that slows progress and drains energy. Every moment spent seeking approval is a moment that could have been spent creating, improving, building something of true worth. The need for validation keeps people trapped in hesitation, afraid to make mistakes, afraid to be different. But those who truly succeed understand that failure, risk, and even rejection are all necessary parts of growth. They do not fear the judgment of others, for they know that their journey is their own. There is a quiet confidence that comes from no longer needing approval. It is the confidence of knowing that one's path is right, even when others do not see it. It is the strength to keep going, not because of encouragement, but because of conviction. Those who develop this mindset are unstoppable. They are not swayed by praise, nor discouraged by criticism. They do not waste time proving themselves. They simply do the work, knowing that their results will speak for themselves. Validation from others is a poor substitute for self-respect. The person who learns to validate themselves, to trust their own judgment, to take pride in their own effort, will always have a foundation that cannot be shaken. There will always be those who doubt, who criticize, who fail to understand. But none of that matters. What matters is the ability to keep moving forward, to stay true to one's purpose, to live not for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of one's own potential. There is a quiet power in silence, a force that does not need to announce itself, yet commands respect. In a world where noise dominates, where people clamor for attention, where every achievement is broadcast for approval, silence remains a rare and misunderstood strength. It is in silence that great things are built, where deep work is done, and where a person finds the clarity to sharpen their purpose. Those who understand this do not waste energy proving themselves to the world. They let their actions, their results, and their discipline speak for them. Noise is often mistaken for progress. Many believe that the more they talk about their ambitions, the closer they are to achieving them. They announce their goals before they have taken the first step, seeking admiration before they have earned it. But talk does not build, nor does it transform. Words alone do not create success. Consistent, quiet effort does. When energy is spent on proving one's dedication, rather than demonstrating it through work, progress slows. There is wisdom in restraint, in allowing effort to unfold without distraction, in reserving words for when they truly matter. Silence is a discipline, a refusal to be pulled into meaningless validation, a choice to focus inward rather than outward. It does not mean isolation or secrecy, but rather a deliberate decision to work without the need for attention. There is great satisfaction in moving unnoticed, in making progress where no one expects it, in achieving without announcement. When silence is embraced, growth happens without interruption, and momentum builds without interference. A person who learns to move in silence learns to harness all their energy toward creation rather than conversation. It is in quiet moments that true mastery is developed. The greatest artists, thinkers, and leaders do not spend their time explaining what they will accomplish. They spend their time in the depths of their craft, refining, failing, learning, and improving. The world sees only the finished product, the peak of their skill, and often assumes it was achieved easily. But behind every moment of greatness is an unseen history of quiet work, of years spent in disciplined solitude, of long hours where no one was watching. Those who embrace this process are the ones who rise above the rest. Silence also grants protection. The more one speaks, the more they reveal, not just to friends, but to those who may seek to hinder or undermine them. Not everyone wishes for success, and many would rather see ambition falter than flourish. When progress is made quietly, there is no interference. There is no pressure to meet expectations set by premature declarations, no distractions from unnecessary opinions. Work done in silence is free from the noise of doubt, free from the burden of outside influence, free to grow at its own pace. A person who learns to value silence does not seek validation, nor do they fear being underestimated. They understand that true power does not need to be displayed, it simply exists. Their movements are intentional, their actions deliberate, their progress undeniable. They do not waste time explaining their vision. They embody it. They do not argue about their worth. They prove it. The world may question, doubt, or overlook them, but none of that matters. Because when the work is complete, when the results stand clear and undeniable, Silence will have spoken louder than any words ever could. In the end, success is not about noise, approval, or validation. It is about quiet, relentless effort. The world may not always see your progress, but that does not mean it is not happening. Focus on yourself, work in silence, and let your results do the talking. Do not seek permission to be great, nor waste energy proving yourself before the work is done. True power comes from discipline, from resilience, from the unwavering belief that your efforts will bear fruit in their own time. The most profound transformations happen not in the spotlight, but in the unseen moments of persistence. So move with purpose, embrace the silence, and trust in the strength that comes from within. When the time is right, the world will see what you have built, not because you told them, but because your success will be undeniable. Let silence be your foundation, and let action be your voice.